Got another one for you today. This version of Triple H we're going to talk about today is the King of Kings character that he did. Now, he didn't do this character for a long time. It was a short period of time. He first started doing this character in early 2006 when it was his lead to his feud with John Cena at WrestleMania 22 when he won the Road to WrestleMania tournament to win an opportunity to get a championship opportunity against John Cena for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania 22. I believe he defeated Rob Van Dam in the finals of that tournament. So at this point in his career, Triple H was a 10-time world champion. And at this point, he considered himself the King of Kings. And he once again won a taste of championship gold. And he always said in his promos that he was the king and he wanted to get back on his throne where he belongs. So it was no more evolution at this point. It was no DX, no nothing. For the first time in his career in a long time, he was solo. Because we were so used to Triple H being so many stables. Like I said before, Evolution, DX, the McMahon Helmsley regime, and many other ones. But mostly those three. He was always in stables or have an ally by his side. But he was solo. So he wanted to be champion again. He said he wanted to get back to the top of the mountain. So he had a very good feud with John Cena for WrestleMania 22 for the WWE Championship. Now, that championship match was at WrestleMania. They had a very good matchup. This is crazy because Triple H was still a heel at this point in his career, but he was getting cheered a lot. And John Cena, who was the face champion, he was getting booed, heavily booed, I might add. So even though that he was getting cheered, he was a heel. I think at this point the fans had respected him because everything he done in his career at this point, and they wanted him to become champion again, even though he was a heel. But at the match, he did not win the WWE Championship. He tapped out to John Cena. And after WrestleMania, the Raw after WrestleMania, he came out with sunglasses like he always did after WrestleMania. He did after WrestleMania 21 as well. He always come out with sunglasses. This is every time he lost, I noticed he came out in sunglasses. Nonetheless, he came out, said he was the better man, even though he lost. He took John Cena lightly, and he said he won another shot at the championship. And then not only he came out to John Cena, Edge, who was fresh off his victory against Mick Foley in a hardcore match, which stole the show at WrestleMania 22, said Triple H had too many opportunities and he wanted his shot back at the WWE Championship because at this point, Edge was also a former champion and he was a main eventer. But at this point, it wasn't just a one-on-one anymore. It was going to be a triple threat. They had a couple matches leading up to the next pay-per-view, which was Backlash. It was a triple threat match for the championship. And again, Triple H failed to regain the WWE Championship. John Cena retained when he tried to pedigree John Cena, and he reversed it into a roll-up pin. He did not win. He was pinned 1, 2, 3. Now, he didn't have another opportunity at a major pay-per-view for the championship. He was still pretty much right in the middle. He was involved in a feud with Shawn Michaels, and I think he had a feud with Vince McMahon. And at this point, he was turning babyface. He did that for a while. He teamed back up with Shawn Michaels with D-Generation X in mid-December 2006. And they teamed up for a while until Triple H, got injured at the New Year's Resolution pay-per-view in 2007 in January when they teamed up against Rated RKO, who was the team of Edge and Randy Orton for the Tag Team Championships, which ended in no contest. Triple H had tore his other quad, just like he tore it previously in 2001. He continued the match on, and he was out. Now, he did not perform at WrestleMania 23 that year because he was out with an injury. He was out until SummerSlam of August 2007. He did come back. He had a match against King Booker. He won that match, and he came back basically as the King of Kings character still, even though he still come out to his regular theme song. Now, at this point, John Cena was not champion anymore because he got injured and he had to vacate the championship. Randy Orton was awarded the WWE Championship at the No Mercy pay-per-view, and there was no opponent for him. He had no competitor to compete him for the championship. This is when Triple H came out at the beginning of that pay-per-view and said, hey, I want to shot the championship. And they had a match. Triple H defeated Randy Orton with a roll-up pin, and he became an 11-time champion. However, he had to defend the championship against Umaga later on in the evening. He defeated Umaga and retained the championship. But Vince McMahon said history's not over. He told him, hey, you're going to have to defend that championship because Randy Orton wants his rematch clause, and it was going to be the last man standing match, which was a great match. One of the best matches between him and Randy Orton. So they had a match. They had the last man standing. Randy Orton RKO Triple H on the announce table, which is very iconic RKO. And he did not get up after the count of 10. Randy Orton was still up. As a result, he lost the WWE Championship to Randy Orton at the No Mercy pay-per-view. Now, Randy Orton was champion again. First time in history that someone won the WWE Championship twice in one evening. And Randy Orton was the man that made that history. So Triple H at this point, he was chasing the championship again. Now at this point, it's the end of 2007. We're going into early 2008. Early 2008 is World of WrestleMania again. This time it's WrestleMania 24. Triple H at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, he defeated 5 other guys to gain an opportunity at the WWE Championship at WrestleMania against Randy Orton, who's still the champion. But John Cena, who returned from the injury, he came back at the Royal Rumble pay-per-view, defeated Triple H, eliminating Triple H last to win the Royal Rumble and get his shot at the WWE Championship. Now, John Cena, he did something a little different. He used his opportunity at the No Way Out pay-per-view instead of WrestleMania. He had a match against Randy Orton. Randy Orton intentionally got himself disqualified, meaning he retained the championship. And, of course, John Cena felt that he was wronged. He still got another chance at WrestleMania. Triple H wasn't too thrilled about that. Said it just should be him and Orton. Cena had his chance. Didn't happen. He didn't win a title. But nonetheless, it was still a triple threat match for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania 24. Now, they had their match. It was a great match. But Triple H did not win the championship at WrestleMania 24. He pedigreed John Cena for the 1-2-3, pinning him. Before he could pin him and win the title, he was punted by Randy Orton. Randy Orton stole the victory, retained the championship at WrestleMania 24. Now, the next pay-per-view was Backlash. It was Triple H getting an opportunity again, himself. Of course, Randy Orton the champion, John Cena, and this time JBL. So it was a fatal 4-way elimination match. So they had their match at Backlash. It came down to the last two of Randy Orton and Triple H. They had a back and forth. Pedigree attempt, didn't go. RKO attempt, no. Triple H hit him with the pedigree. 1, 2, 3. He is champion once again, and now he is a 12-time world champion. So him and Randy Orton had a little feud. They had a few matches. Randy Orton did not regain the championship. Triple H defeated him, I believe, in 2 pay-per-views of the championship matches. Now, this feud was ended prematurely because Randy Orton injured his collarbone. When he tried to go for an RKO attempt, Triple H pushed him off the top of the ring, and he fell on his collarbone. He took some time off, and in the midst of that, Triple H was drafted to SmackDown of the draft. So he went over to SmackDown. He was over there for a year. He came back to Raw early 2009, resumed his feud with Randy Orton. Now at this point, the King of Kings, he didn't use the thing so much, he pretty much went back to the game. And, the cerebral assassin character that he's always been. But this was a great run for him as King of Kings. It proved that he came back from injury. He came back from everything. He was, like I said, a solo. He didn't have no stable to run with. He had a couple championship reigns. But that's all I have for the Triple H King of Kings character.